There are some wild price movements in the football card market. Some cards are shooting to the moon, and others are falling off a cliff. We'll tell you all about it now. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. And what a week this is, guys. Check this out. This weekend, I get to go meet Victor Wembanyama. I'm super excited for it. We're going to cover it for the Sports Card Investor channel and our social accounts. So stay tuned for some cool coverage with Wemby coming soon. But today, we're here to talk about the cards that are going up and down the most. Of course, today's Top 5 is sponsored by Whatnot. Whatnot has awesome live auctions every day and night starting at just $1 for packs, boxes, breaks, singles, and more. It's a lot of fun, and if you scan the QR code on your screen or use the special link in our show description below, we'll give you $10 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot. Okay, let's take a quick look at the overall sports card market with the Market Pulse by Market Movers. Over the last 7 days, the SCI 500 index of 500 of the most prominent sports cards is up a little bit. That's nice to see, but baseball is really dragging this thing down. Baseball cards from 2018 to 2020, they're getting even colder now that Shohei Ohtani has been shut down for this season. And we all know what happened with Wander Franco. So that's not a good category. Outside of that category, a lot of the sports card market is doing well right now, including football. We're going to talk about that a lot today. Let's get into today's Top 5. We're starting today with a cold card, and it was someone who was hot all offseason, but now Justin Fields cards are on the cold list. They have fallen hard over the last couple of weeks. You guys know the Bears are 0-2. They got blown out at home to Green Bay, and then they just lost on the road to Tampa Bay this last weekend. There were a lot of people who thought the Bears were going to make a significant improvement this season and that Fields was going to make this great leap. And so far, we are not seeing that happen. Fields' numbers haven't been great. He has only 2 touchdowns so far this season to 3 interceptions. He also has fumbled the ball 3 times, losing one of those 3 fumbles. 427 passing yards over the course of 2 games. Not that impressive, especially since the Bears did add some weapons around him this offseason. They added DJ Moore and they added Chase Claypool, but we're not seeing it turn into any type of extra productivity on the field. And his cards, guys, look at this here in Market Movers. This is the last 14 days. Looking at these cards by percentage over the last 14 days, you can see all of these are really dropping hard. Big losses on all these Justin Fields cards. The ones we're looking at specifically, his 2021 Prism Base, Prism Silver, Prism Laser, Donruss Base, and Optic Base, all in PSA 10 condition. All of these cards are down somewhere between 40% and 61%. That Prism Laser, just 14 days ago, that Prism Laser sold for $325, and most recently it sold for $128. That went from $325 to $128 in 2 weeks. And all of his cards are doing this. His Prism Silver went from $567 down to $300 in just 2 weeks. It is a rough start to the season for Justin Fields, and especially his football cards. But now let's talk about cards going up, and we're starting today with Christian McCaffrey because he's been hot and the San Francisco 49ers have absolutely been hot. In fact, they're 2-0 and they're starting to look like they may be the Super Bowl favorite coming out of the NFC. And McCaffrey's a big reason why. Through 2 games, he's rushed for 268 yards and he already has 2 touchdowns. Pretty good numbers for him, and also good for his football cards. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. I brought 3 of his rookie cards up on the screen from 2017. It's his Optic Base, his Prism Silver, and his Select Concourse, all in PSA 10. Look at the graph of what these have done over the last 14 days. They are shooting up. In fact, these cards are up anywhere between 30% and 200% in the last 14 days. That Select Concourse card 2 weeks ago was selling for $25. Most recently sold for $75. Christian McCaffrey's cards, they are on a run. In the number 4 spot today, a player living up to his offseason hype. It is Jordan Love, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. He's looked really good to start the season. Now, the Packers did lose this last weekend in a very close game to my Atlanta Falcons and Desmond Ridder. But you know what? Jordan Love still looked good. He wasn't really the reason why the Packers lost this past weekend. They actually did not have Aaron Jones, so their running attack wasn't quite the same. Christian Watson, by the way, has also been out as well. But despite that, Love looked pretty good. And of course, in week 1 against the Bears, he had a great game. Overall this season, he's passed for about 400 yards, 6 touchdowns, and no interceptions so far this season. So that right there is a good sign for a young quarterback. His cards have been going up ever since the season started. Let's take a look here in market movers. Now you can see there's maybe dipping a little bit since the Falcons game the other day, since they did get their first loss. But for the most part, over the last 14 days, all of these cards are still pretty significantly up. And what we're looking at here are all of his rookie cards from 2020. His Donruss base, his Optic base, his Optic Hollow, his Prism base, and his Select Concourse Silver, all in PSA 10 condition. If we look at the details on all of these cards are up anywhere. Well, actually, one of these is down. The Optic base is down a little bit over the course of the last 14 days, but the rest of these are all up anywhere between about 3% and all the way up at 54%. It is that Select Concourse Silver, which is the rarest of these cards, a pop count of only 271 in PSA 10 condition. That card 2 weeks ago sold for $66. Most recently sold for $102. That is a nice $36 increase to that card over the course of the last 14 days. In the number 3 spot today, maybe a little bit of a surprise. Baker Mayfield is back in the top 5. And look, during his career, there's been times when Mayfield has been hot and he's been on the top 5 list. And then there's been plenty of times when he has not, and his cards have fallen and he has been on the cold list. But so far this season, he is one of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL through 2 games. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have looked surprisingly good with Mayfield as their starting quarterback. They are 2-0, and Mayfield's been playing well. He has 490 passing yards through 2 games, also 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. That is big news for collectors and fans of Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And his cards, they are reflecting how well he is playing right now. Let's take a look here in market movers, and I brought 3 of his rookie cards from 2018 up on the screen, his Donruss base, Optic base, and Select Concourse Silver, all in PSA 10 condition. You can see all of these really starting to rise. We're looking here over the last 30 days, but you know, people are believing in Mayfield. These cards are going up. In fact, they're up anywhere between about 48% and 81%. Now, these were all pretty inexpensive cards to begin with, but his Optic base has gone from about $22 up to $39 over the course of the last 30 days. His Select Concourse Silver in PSA 10 has gone from $40 to $65. So nice increases on Baker Mayfield's cards. Can they keep going up? Probably depends on how the Bucs do from here. I will have to warn you, they have to play the Falcons soon. That might be the end of Baker Mayfield's run. In the number 2 spot today, we got football and baseball all combined into one, because Deion Sanders primetime is back in the top 5 again. He keeps on winning, this time as a coach. He just leads Colorado to these crazy victories. Did you guys watch the game this past Saturday against Colorado State, the overtime thriller? That was one heck of a game, and somehow Deion and the Buffaloes pulled that game off. They were down a lot, but they won, and now Colorado is 3-0, and they're absolutely the most talked about team. Deion is the most talked about figure in the world of college sports right now. This is collectors running out and looking at his cards from the time that he played. And if we take a look here in market movers, you can see some of those cards. So this is from 1989. This is his Topps Traded base card from 1989, his Topps Traded football card when he was with the Falcons. I've got his Pro Set base card. I've got his Score base card. And then I've got his Topps Traded baseball card from 1989 when he was with the Yankees. All of these cards are in PSA 10 condition, and all of these cards are in high demand right now. Look at this graph over the last 30 days. You can see these really take off they're doing special things right now in the sports card market. These cards are up anywhere between 51% and all the way up at 187%. That 1989 Pro Set Deion Sanders card in PSA 10 has gone from about $50 to $143 over the last 30 days. But how about the dollar gain on his 1989 scorecard in PSA 10? That was $727 30 days ago. Now it is $1,100. That is a $373 increase in 30 days. Nice time right now to have some primetime cards. It's time for the number one card today, but first I want to tell you that there's two apps you absolutely have to have on your phone. With football season underway and the baseball playoffs around the corner and the NBA not far away, the Sports Card Investor app is free and it shows you which cards are trending every single day. Get the Sports Card Investor app. And then there's Market Movers. Market Movers is the product that we use in this show to show you all of the charts and the graphs and the detailed analytics behind sports cards. If you want to track your collection and track the price changes of sports cards, Market Movers is going to be your best friend. Go into the App Store on your phone right now and download the Sports Card Investor app and download the Market Movers app. Or if you haven't used them in a while and they're already on your phone, open both of them up because there's lots of exciting things happening inside both of those apps. Okay, guys, our number one card today, we're going with another hot quarterback. It is Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins. He has been on the hot list, but now he is number one on the hot list. This is because the Dolphins are now 2-0. They've had nice road wins over both the Chargers and the Patriots, and Tua has looked great. He's been putting up really solid numbers, completing 65% of his passes with 715 passing yards so far this season, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and Miami's offense looks dynamic. Of course, he's got some amazing wide receivers there to throw the ball to, but Tua is throwing the ball really well. Now, everyone, of course, is concerned about concussions and his long-term health, but through the first 2 games, he's been able to stay injury-free, and he's looking good. Let's hope this continues. And let's look at his cards here in Market Movers. We're looking over the last 2 weeks. I mean, these cards are all really taking off. And we're looking at 6 of his rookie cards from 2020. His Prism Base, his Prism Silver, his Select Concourse Silver, his Select Field Level Silver. That is a personal favorite of mine. I love the Field Level Silvers from Select, and the population on that, only 282 in PSA 10. That's a beautiful card. His Mosaic Silver, also actually pretty rare, population of just 253 of that card in PSA 10. And his Optic Hollow, all of these in PSA 10, all of these are going up a lot. In fact, these cards are up anywhere between about 16% and all the way up at 170%. It is that Mosaic Silver that 2 weeks ago was $37 and most recently sold for $100. That is a price increase, a big price increase on that card. But how about the Prism Silver? 2 weeks ago, that card you could have scooped up for $477, and it most recently sold for $775. That is a $298 increase in the value of that card in just 2 weeks. It goes to show you how quickly the football card market changes during the season. There's nothing else like it. The football card market is super dynamic and it goes up and down on the back of players' good and bad games. So stay on top of it because there may be some opportunities for you to buy and there may also be some opportunities for you to sell when players are peaking out like some of these guys on the list are today. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the top 5 and I want you to go get that Sports Card Investor app and the Market Movers app on your phone so you can continue to track the market every single day. I appreciate you. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon for the next episode. Take care.